Lately I've been feeling things change. We've been working hard, no sleep, get it every day. And I swear that we ain't stopping till we pay. Yeah, the pressure on, gotta make it work. Triple play, yeah.
This is the Triple Play Fantasy Basketball Show. And we are back after a full week. As you know, your fantasy matchup was a 2-week, but same game sample size. I'm your host, Coach James Lewis, at JLewis0789 on Twitter. That's where you can find me, my co-host, my partner over there in Colorado, Mr. Jacob Young.
Yes, sir, man. Holding it down
Dunne.
up here.
And he's still young. He's still young.
Jacob Dunne is still young, man. 30 is still young. Am I right? Ish. I'm sure that most of our audience is like, nah, dude, you are old. But hey, man, I feel young, so that's all that matters.
Speaking of young, we saw some rising stars. I like the new. I loved Elon innings of games, and I love that for the All-Star game. We saw LeBron James finish it in Cleveland, and put out whispers that hey, maybe a return is in the making. You gotta love a Mobley, Allen, Garland, and then possibly just throw LeBron. It seems like it's a seamless fit. What do you think about the All-Star festivities in general?
I thought it was a great time. I mean, my favorite part was the Rising Stars Challenge, where it was like a tournament style, especially like the first couple rounds. Like I really liked watching Cade Cunningham. I liked watching Jonathan Kuminga. I liked watching Mobley. You know, like I like seeing like the Cavs players in those games. Like even like Isaac Okoro did well. Like, you know, like I like seeing those Cleveland guys get some burn in Cleveland. But I mean, like that was a ton of fun. You know, I like seeing all like the old guys like Gary Payton coaching, you know, like all those guys. It was fun. And
NBA 75 too. I mean, they brought everybody out.
Right. That was super cool. And I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I saw that Cat winning the 3-point contest was going to happen. I mean, I had no idea. He had the worst odds on every betting line. Like he was like plus 1,200 to win. So if you put in $100, you got 1,200 back. So if you did that, kudos to you, and like this video and comment because I want to hear from you.
Yeah, Kevin and I, we did a prediction show, and although I picked Fred VanVleet, I did say if I was betting, I would bet on the Cat. I said put 100 on it. It could be a good Saturday night for you.
Why not?
And he was ready for the moment. I was excited. That was the more exciting part of Saturday night. The dunk contest was a dud. I had the wife watching it with me, and it was embarrassing because it was just one of the worst ones in recent memory that I've ever seen. Makes me think about the Birdman 20 attempts slam dunk contest. It was an eyesore, and we all wanted, you know, Jalen Green to kind of take the step. About the Rising Stars, I like that they had G League Ignite players getting some showcase, some bump.
That was crazy.
And I think that could give people incentive to go in there. Scoot Henderson looks like the real deal. And, of course, we can't get him here in the 2022 draft, but 2023, he's in the top 3 as of right now. I'll be pumping out a mock draft on the next couple days on the 2022. It's 2.0. I haven't done a mock draft since the beginning of the season, so I'm looking forward to that. But one last thing before we move on. I got to jump out here and do my player of the week already. Sir. Steph Curry, he hit 13. He hit 17 threes, like 16 threes. I'm sorry. I can't. There's just so many threes that would have been an NBA record. I think that he will break the NBA record sometime soon.
Oh, yeah.
50 point. He just went bananas. He's turning around. He's basically on the other side of the court by the time it dropped through the thread. So shout out Steph Curry, 50 points in an all-star game. You shouldn't put Giannis, LeBron, and Steph on the same team. Luka and Jokic. It's like a dream all-time lineup. And what a game and what an ending.
Man, Curry was shooting it from half court. It was that was sick.
It was. We'll start with our games played this week. We're trying to get you ready. In a normal week, 2 teams are not created equal. One is the Blazers. You only got 2 games. And so people that just picked up Justice Winslow or Josh Hart has been playing, getting better numbers here in Portland. as we know, Anthony Simons has been a darling of the free agent list. You only got 2 for the Blazers. But you got 5 for the Raptors, and you know that they play their lineups heavy minutes. So you're going to get a lot of love if you got Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, all must-owns on any roster. But this might be a good week for you if you're one of those owners. I own Gary Trent Jr. in 2 leagues, and Pascal in another.
I agree, but keep your eye out on OG Anunoby because he just fractured his index finger, or I think it was his ring finger. So there isn't a there.
That just happened yesterday.
Clear, like how much time he'll miss, but I would at least a few games. So just keep your eye out on that.
Well, Thad Young might get a bonus there as he was a new member of the Toronto Raptors at the trade deadline. So keep your eyes on Thad Young.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to our waivers. My top guy is the Tre Mann.
Okay.
Tre Mann has been going crazy, scoring the basketball. He's now point guard eligible as he was just shooting guard earlier in the last couple weeks. In the last 2 weeks, sample size is giving you 19 points, 3.6 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 45.5% from the field. He's loading up. Him and SGA playing together. He had 2.6 threes a game. He really has a beautiful stroke, and he can really shoot the basketball. And a rookie kind of coming into his own late here in the season. He gets you swipes too, 1.6 a game. Just yesterday, February 25th against Indiana, he had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 threes, 2 steals. That's filling it up all across the board. So give me my guy, Tre Mann, for my number 1 pick this week.
Yeah, and also Dort and Giddey were out last game, so Tre Mann got a lot of run, but he has been in the starting lineup, so he does have that safe floor.
Yeah, and he can play with Giddey and SGA because of their versatility and their length on the wing, and and Dort could play some small ball 4. So all these OKC guys are kind of eating. But we did talk a little bit about injuries. We mentioned OG Anunoby. CP3 is out, and the red hot Phoenix Suns that have been taking the league by storm, been by far the best team in the NBA. They're now without their leader, their point guard, and their man that they go to in the clutch.
Yes, sir. Cameron Payne. So enter Cameron Payne. I know he hasn't played because of a wrist injury, but in 3 games where he saw 30 to 39 minutes this season, he is averaging 17.7 points, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 rebounds. In the 20 games where he saw 20 to 29 minutes, he's averaging 11.9 points, 3.8 assists, and 3.2 rebounds. So this is a guy who is a floor general who can put up those stats for your team. All right. Payne is looking at the lion's share of work once he comes back from his wrist injury. He had a shot at returning following the trade deadline, so he shouldn't be far off from a return to the court. So if you have room on your IL or you are in a good position in the standings, add Payne and be patient as long as there are no setbacks.
And I don't even know if people understand how valuable he's been off the bench, his minutes.
Absolutely.
When CP3 has been off. The sample size on the year, these are good numbers. 11 points, 3 rebounds, close to 4 assists, hitting a 3, almost a swipe. So he is definitely somebody that you can own. You can throw on your IL currently and then use another pickup if you haven't used them in the 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
I had to throw in a bonus video at the end of last week. Cam Thomas and Terance Mann were just going ballistic, and they're must-owns. Cam Thomas is still only 34% owned. 5 of his last 8 games, he's went for 20+. And without KD, they look for scoring, and he is providing that. And I don't see that going away if Ben Simmons is to return. I think he'll pair well with the Ben Simmons. He rebounds pretty well. He gives you more playmaking with his assists, something that we never saw in college. And we know how he is in the clutch. Terance Mann looked really good last night against the Lakers. We know Norman Powell's out for a long time, but he had 19 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Even the mid-range was going. So he's playing confident basketball. They're giving him opportunities there in LA. So Terance Mann's 53% rostered. Obviously, we usually talk about players that are under 50, but if he's still out there somehow, you got to get him. Luke Kennard, though, he looked really good in the 3-point contest. He was the favorite on paper. Right. He's only 23% rostered, but in the last 2 weeks, giving 15 points. He's hitting 4 threes a game while he's shooting the ball well, and he had 18.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 threes last night against the Lakers. I still get him. He's playing, 30 minutes a game, and he's clearly playing confident basketball. So give me Luke Kennard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Chuma Okeke, do you love me? All right, I can say
back again.
Back again, man. I can say for certain he loves your fantasy team. All right, the 23-year-old is averaging 12.7 points, 6.1 rebounds, 3 threes, 2.3 steals, 2 dimes, and 0.9 blocks over his past 7 games. That is a large sample size. Okay, I have a feeling he's not getting much love because he's coming off the bench, but he is averaging over 27 minutes per game off the bench during that span. Okay, he has been well inside the top 50 in 9 category leagues and needs to be scooped up if he's available in yours.
Players benefiting from trades. We've seen Derek White go to the Boston Celtics and completely transform that team. They are playing some of the best basketball in the league, and Derek White seems seamless fit, which one player goes out, insert opportunity. Lonnie Walker, the 4th in the last 2 weeks, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 51 from the field, giving you 2 threes and a half a swipe. Just yesterday against Washington, 23 points, 4 rebounds, and only made 2 threes. He actually gets to the line. He runs in transition. He is a streaky player. Yeah, but when he is hot, he is definitely a streamable player. He's only rostered in 10% of leagues. So I would give Lonnie Walker, the 4th, a look if you're looking to stream on Saturday, Sunday, or if you're even looking for a body to carry you for a week or 2.
Love it. Yes, sir. We got Oshae Brissett and Jalen Smith. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go with Oshae Brissett here. All right. Brissett has started the last 5 games for the Indiana Pacers, averaging 14.6 points, 9.4 rebounds, 2.4 stocks, 1.8 dimes, and 1.6 3-pointers. All of our loyal listeners know I have highlighted Brissett as a potential league winner all season, and it's finally coming to fruition. Okay, he's available in over half of Yahoo leagues and needs to be scooped up immediately if he's still available in your league.
And you can't forget about Jalen Smith either, their former number 10 overall pick from Maryland. Just yesterday, he had 16 points, 6 rebounds. He hit 2 threes. They're all playing as well as Isaiah Jackson, who I don't have a graphic for, but he had 5 blocks as well. And they're just rotating these big men.
Yes. Isaiah Jackson. He is my number 1 pickup of the week. Okay. I have been pounding the table for this man to be added ever since the NBA trade deadline back on February 10th. All right. With Domantas Sabonis being traded and Miles Turner out with a foot injury, the only thing that was holding Isaiah Jackson back was he was struggling with an ankle injury. Okay. He missed 6 of his previous 7 games before returning last night, where he posted 17 points, 6 boards, and like you said, James, 5 swats in just 22 minutes. All right. Oh, and he started. All right. So look for his minutes to rise over the next upcoming games. If you are watching or you are listening to this episode, press pause and go add this man immediately. All right. Add him immediately.
Malcolm Brogdon is back too. Oh my God. Yes. I was so close to cutting him a couple times. I got him in both my leagues, and hopefully he might be a fantasy winner for me down the stretch as he produces points, rebounds, assists, and shoots good percentages, gets to the free throw line. Love Malcolm Brogdon, and I'd like to see what he looks like over there with Buddy Hield and Halliburton. The Pacers just got a little bit more exciting, and who knows the timetable on Miles Turner when he comes back.
Yes, sir. I just want to say, and if you are in a dynasty league and Isaiah Jackson is available, he is the future. He's 20 years old. He is so quick. He's athletic. He's 6'10". He gets those swats, those boards, and those points. Add him right now. I can't say this enough. I am pounding the table right now.
And he surprised me. I didn't quite see it at Kentucky, but he definitely has a spot here in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Safe guy, somebody that's under rostered. Pat Bev. Last 2 weeks, this is as safe as it gets when he's actually playing and healthy. And right now he is, because he fills it up across the board with his points, rebounds, assists, steals, even blocks, threes. His shooting percentage is not to be desired, but in the last 2 weeks, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 threes, 1.6 steals, 1 block. 2 days ago, he had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Not going to win you weeks, but a guy that should be rostered in most 9-cat, 12 team leagues.
That's right. Jaxson Hayes. Hayes has been solid over the last 4 games. All right, he's averaging 13.5 points, 5 boards, and 1 block while shooting 78% from the field. He moved into the starting lineup back in February 17th, where he's still posting decent points, rebounds, and blocks with elite field goal percentage. Okay, if you are in need of a consistent low-end big man with upside, Hayes is your guy.
And they added a power forward eligible, because he's been starting at power forward, but he was only center for a while there. But they threw in that other position. Sometimes it takes more time for some players than others, but that's neither here nor there. But you definitely want some flexibility, especially when you can plug them in at power forward, and center.
100%.
A guy that is power forward and center eligible, Maxi Kleber, now with a little bit more opportunity here, just usage rate, touching the ball without Kristaps Porzingis on the roster. He's a safe pick for me. In last month, he averaged 10 points, 7 rebounds, hitting 2 threes. What's surprising is his defensive production. He gets you a steal, 1.6 blocks.
Yes.
Against Miami on the 15th of February at 19.6 rebounds, 3 3-pointers made, and 6 stocks.
Yes, sir.
People that were watching, possible streamers, let's not get too excited here, but Danilo Gallinari has scored 25-plus points in 2 of the last 3. So 17 point in the last 2 weeks, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 threes. Not going to give you anything else, but he is a pluggable stream on the right day. You might get lucky.
Yeah.
You might be scratching your head after the pickup, but Danilo Gallinari definitely gets a look here for right now, and you can find him in every league, basically.
Yes, sir. Jae Crowder, guys. I love Jae Crowder. Now, we all know that Crowder can be inconsistent at times, but Phoenix needs help handling the ball with Chris Paul, Cameron Payne, and Aaron Holiday out. So I like Crowder streaming floor in the starting lineup. Okay, Jay is usually just a 3-and-D streamer, but if he's also chipping in with 3+ assists a game, he has room on my roster until Payne and Holiday come back. Even then, keep streaming him until the wheels fall off, because he's averaging 2.8 steals over his last 4 games.
And in his career, he can play really well and not play as well in other times.
Yes, sir.
When he's playing confident basketball, he's giving you the threes, like you mentioned, in the swipes. So he's definitely a guy that's going to reap some of his benefits from CP3 being out.
That's right.
Now, a couple of players that we are watching, we're not necessarily telling you to pull the trigger here, but Marvin Bagley's in a new situation playing in Detroit.
Yes, Bagley. After getting his feet wet in the first 2 games, he played 27 minutes off the bench last game, scoring 16 points along with 4 boards and a block while going 8 of 13 from the field. All right. He also threw down a glorious alley-oop from Cade Cunningham. All right. Bagley isn't a must-add outside of 14+ team leagues, but if he continues to receive 25 to 30 minutes a game, he could be worth the add if you need points, rebounds, and elite field goal percentage with the occasional stock. I like him more in points league since he doesn't provide consistent stocks, but he can still have value in 9-cat leagues for his points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Yeah, he just disappointed me way too much in my fantasy career for me to get him a last time. Like, I need more of a sample size.
That's why we're watching. Right, exactly. And Donte DiVincenzo. All right, Donte is averaging 9.7 points, 4.3 boards, 3.7 dimes, 2 steals, and 1.7 threes while playing 26 minutes off the bench over his last 3 games. Okay, head coach Alvin Gentry said recently there is a chance that Donte moves into the starting lineup in favor of Justin Holiday, which would make him a must add. But for now, he is a watch or a deep league add. But hey, if you need 3 and D stats, now give him a look everywhere.
And he gets some points, some rebounds, assists. I think he's a better basketball player than he is a fantasy basketball player right now. But with the opportunity, like you mentioned, if he gets in that starting lineup, you don't have Buddy Hield anymore. You don't have Halliburton anymore. He's definitely going to get some run, and definitely somebody that you hit that the star button to watch.
Right.
And lastly, I mentioned my player of the week. I went all-star game. I just had to talk about 16 threes. But Jacob's player of the week is
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, he finally returned from injury, much to the delight of all of his fantasy managers, that's for sure. And he just went off. All right, just went off. He had 61 fantasy points and just contributed everywhere. All right, and look at those last 2 week stats. All right, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a 3, 1.5 steals, and a block. All right, this guy is a man on a mission. Now, I don't trust the OKC Thunder down the stretch. I'm not sure they're tanking motives because
he might have a shoulder. He might have a shoulder injury coming soon.
Exactly. We just don't know if he's going to have a phantom injury coming up. So he is honestly a sell high for me, just in case if you are worried about a Thunder tank and your league's trade deadline hasn't come up yet. I would definitely look to see if you can trade him. But if not, just ride him because he is hot and he is on a Thunder team that needs him, and he is balling out.
Yeah, you got to love to see him when he plays basketball. He is electric.
That's right.
And as we close, we are a proud member of Fantasy Points Media Group. Check our Triple Play Fantasy YouTube channel as we drop baseball, basketball, football content each and every week. Shout out to everybody on the team that are grinding. David, Eric, Kevin, Art, Brad, Johnny, Jacob, myself.
Sure.
Tune in for, again, my mock draft that'll be dropping in the next couple of days, as well as other relevant basketball content. We're trying to drop more and more each and every week. Jacob, Dunne, anything on your end as we start closing out?
I just want to say I just dropped a league trade deadline 5 buy low players on the Triple Play Fantasy channel. So go check that out if you want some targets for the rest of the season. And like James said, we are going to be uploading more videos each week of fantasy basketball as we get closer to the playoffs, and also the draft video that you're going to come out with, James. I'm pumped for that. So guys, be on the lookout, turn on the notifications and comment and like, please. We need your help, but we also want to help you win your league. So cheers.
Cheers, and appreciate you. And we'll see you next week.